There it is. And I want you to clap.
No?
Yeah, make sure it's on camera. Okay, that's good.
Okay, so welcome to the first episode of Two Hairy Dudes. I am Billy Garcia, and this is...
I'm Freddie Cabello, or the Soggy Cereal Eater, whatever you want to call me.
And today, we are going to discuss The Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix, starring in it, directed by Todd Philips. This is one of the biggest movies of this year. I think a lot of people's most anticipated film of the year. It's also been a very controversial movie. It's just a very interesting film in general.
And before we get started, we are not one of those people that have a college degree and just start talking about the movie without watching it. We went, we watch it. We enjoy movies. We know what we're talking about when we tell you go see the movie or don't spend your money on it.
I promise you, whenever we say go see a movie,
go see the movie.
You better get your butt up and go see it. So we're going to just go ahead and give our general takes on the film. And I'm going to let you start, Billy.
I loved it. It was a masterpiece. Like, I do not see where anybody gets off saying that it was not a good movie. Like, from the very beginning, I mean, we were sitting in the audience, just, getting ready for the movie. And from the time the movie began to the end, you could feel everything that Joaquin Phoenix was feeling. I mean, you could feel it all from the very beginning of the movie. Like, there was people in the theater where we went that were crying because it was so emotional. I don't know if it was the writing, the directing, the acting, everything combined, or if it just Joaquin Phoenix himself, but it was amazing. You felt everything he felt.
I can tell you that it was absolutely every single aspect of that film. The way it was shot, the way Joaquin Phoenix acted, the way Todd Phillips directed Joaquin Phoenix in those scenes. It was all of that coming together, especially, the film feels really eerie and almost hard to watch. You just can't help but watch it. It's like watching a car crash. It was just, like, it was hard at times, but I loved watching it.
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, it was hard to watch the movie because you felt it. You felt the embarrassment, you felt the pain, you felt the sadness, you felt through the whole movie. It made you feel so. Some scenes were hard to watch. Others were, you want to get up and cheer in the middle of the movie, like, hell yeah, go for it. That's what you get.
It definitely is kind of, it is kind of a slow progression. If you're not used to slow burns, might not be the movie for you, but if you want to sit in and dig your nails into what this movie is and really love it, this is a movie you have to go see, especially if you're a fan of
You have to go watch it.
Like, this is one of the best DC movies that has come out within the last 10 years, at least.
And it's not even if you're a comic book fan or if you're a Batman fan or if you're anything like that. The movie stands alone as a masterpiece. It has nothing to do with Batman or anything. I mean, the movie by itself is amazing.
Yeah, besides Gotham and the Wayne family, and then Joaquin Phoenix calling himself Joker in the movie towards
Robert De Niro called him Joker.
Well, yeah, Robert De Niro gives him that name.
Oh yeah, there will be spoilers, so get over it.
If you haven't seen the movie, I'm very sorry, but
There
we're
will be
past
spoilers,
that point.
yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely one of those movies. It's just you can't miss it. It's if you're a fan of Martin Scorsese films or Robert De Niro, or if you really like Taxi Driver, I would say Taxi Driver is the movie you compare this to the most.
That's the very first movie that I compared
That's
it
what
to.
you thought?
I was like, dude, it reminds me of Taxi Driver. Then Big John, shout out Big John, told me that they're also comparing it to a Robert De Niro movie called The Comedian.
Yes.
I have never seen it, but
I've heard it, never seen it
like,
either.
I gotta go watch it. Now I'm gonna go grab it, because, I mean, Taxi Driver, of course, it's one of those films. The Joker is one of those films. I mean, years from now, people are still gonna be discussing this movie. And not only, I mean, you see the movie, you see the trailers, and it's set back in like the late 70s, early 80s.
Early 80s.
But everything that the movie discusses, the controversy between the rich people and the poor people, I mean, it's going on right now.
Yes.
The Democrats and the Republicans. The bullying that's in the movie, it's going on right now. All that bullying shit and everything that's going on is going on real time now. Like all the embarrassment and all the stigma that comes with people having mental illness, it's right now. the movie will hit you in so many different directions. I mean, emotionally, you're spent.
Yeah, this is. I guess that kind of brings us to the controversy that the movie has, but the controversy that the movie should have is what he just talked about. Everything he just said is what we should be talking about. Well, of course, we're talking about
People pulling guns or
exactly.
You know, this movie is not as violent as everyone is saying. It's not even coming close to being violent. I mean, Saving Ryan's Privates, Fury, those war movies are like 100 times more violent than this movie. This movie has very little violence. The only difference between the violence in Joker movie and the violence in those movies is you feel it. Because it's so emotionally appealing to everybody. There's something in this movie emotionally for everybody. So the little bit of violence that this movie has, you will feel it.
Yeah, it's also when the violence happens, it's not
necessary.
For the sake of happening. It happens for a very specific reason. It shows development in Joaquin Phoenix as Joker, and when the violence happens, it is brutal, but it doesn't overtake the film. It doesn't make the film, horrific in any way.
Or violent.
This is almost technically kind of a horror film at a certain point of it. It's just there's violence, but it's not what we should be talking about. We should be talking about separation between classes, mental illness, bullying, all those themes that are in this film need to be what we're talking about. And unfortunately right now, it's not the conversation. That needs to be the conversation. Mental illness, the separation between classes, that's all stuff that happened in the movie that's relevant to the times today in 2019.
Yeah. All these people with their controversy about, it's going to cause violence. It's going to make people dress up like clowns and go do violent things. They're trying to hide what the movie was really about. And what the movie was really about is how society in itself will beat you down in different areas. I mean, people don't go around. I mean, the movie was set back in the 70s, 80s. Still, today, people do not go in around talking about their mental illness or things that are wrong with them. We try to sweep bullying under the table. We're having all these political shit with the Democrats and the Republicans. I mean, poor people, rich people, everybody's fighting. But are we discussing that? And are we trying to bring those parts of the movies to light? No. What we want to do is saying, it's a violent, terrible movie and we shouldn't watch it. Those people, half of them will even state before they tell you their reviews, I have not seen the movie, but this is what I think. That makes no sense. How are you going to say something about a movie you've never seen? It's like eating something no, I don't like it. Have you ever eaten it? No. College degree my ass.
It's like it looks disgusting, so I don't want to eat it. But you haven't even tried it. It could be the best thing you've ever watched, ever eaten, but you just won't try it. It's something you should try before judging. It's really unfortunate that this controversy is overtaking it, and people are like, people are going to kill people because of the movie. I know here locally where I live, they double security and everything, but nothing. I haven't heard anything happen yet so far. The movie's been out almost a week now, right?
Yes.
It's been almost a week since the movie's been out,
and
never heard anything. So it's kind of like we're talking about all of this, and nothing's happened. And we really should be talking about what the film is talking about, especially with mental illness. How people are told, sweep it under, act normal, and this movie really talks about that and brings it to light more than anything of the film. I think that's definitely one of the main three themes of this film.
So, in your opinion, is it a go see?
That's a must see, absolutely. Even if you're not
a
Joker, even if you're not a comic book fan, like he said, go watch it because it's film at its best, and maybe it's not for you. Maybe you go watch it and don't like it, but at least you watched it and figured out that you didn't like it. You didn't just say, I don't want to see it.
It's a masterpiece. It is. Really, absolutely. Watch the movie, listen to the movie, listen to what they're talking about. Watch the movie with an open mind, not with our opinions or anyone else's opinions. You will see it is a masterpiece. There's not been a lot of movies that have come out lately that you can say are a masterpiece. We have these big blockbuster comic movies making billions of dollars, but is it a movie that's going to be considered a masterpiece in the long run? No. Joker is. It really is that simple.
And I should say that I definitely think this movie should win,
everything.
Best Oscar.
film director, writer, actor. Just give it everything.
It would be amazing that Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger both shared a Joker Oscar. One Joker for leading role and one Joker for supporting role. That would be absolutely freaking amazing if that happened.
Have you seen the meme with both of them together?
Yes.
Joker that says, "Go get him, brother."
They're both
Love
holding. It needs to happen, but I've seen some reports that people aren't looking at it. And if that's the case, and it doesn't get any Oscar buzz or anything, it will be sad, but at the same time, all the fans, the people who love it, they'll know what they have. We'll know that we have an absolute masterpiece in front of us. We're all going to go buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. Absolutely, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever you get. We're all going to get it because we love the movie and want to watch it over and over and over.
Well, years from now, it's going to be like this. They're going to talk about Taxi Driver. They're going to talk about Godfather. They're going to talk about Scarface. They're going to talk about Joker.
Joker's going to be
just going to always be there forever. It's going to be one of those movies. Years from now, they're going to make another movie. They're going to compare it to the Joker. That's how good of a movie it was.
That's how good it was. Yes.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part was, oh my goodness, there's just, the last 20 minutes of the film is absolutely brilliant.
Because, dude, that's what I think they did. Like, what they did is they beat you down at the beginning of the movie. And they beat you down. Like, through the whole movie, you're feeling beaten down, like Joaquin Phoenix is feeling beaten down.
You almost feel uncomfortable, too, just a little bit, but it's perfect.
And then when it's time to rise up, to get up and say, you know what, I've had enough, it's my turn. Oh, you want to stand up and cheer. It's amazing. When he comes dancing down the stairs, all dressed up.
Did you expect that song to play?
No, but it was perfect.
I know, it was
so perfect. Like, there was a million songs they could have played. A million songs that everyone, it's going to be this song. It's going to be. When they played that song, it was perfect.
And you watch the scene as it happens, too, and you're like, I didn't know the song needed to be in this movie. But I'm so glad that they picked it to be in the movie.
Because it was finally to the point where he knew what he had to do in order to win. This is the society beat him down to the point where this is the only way you could win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stair scene is definitely.
The midget thing was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
that was like the funniest part of the movie.
Everyone in the theater was laughing, but it was almost like, should I be laughing? Because is he gonna kill this guy?
Like, you're still waiting for him to, all the way up until he finally gets away. You're like, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
And that's Joker at best. He's like, he's got 100 things going on in his brain. You don't know which route he's gonna go, and that was Joker. If you look at Joker in the comics and Joaquin Phoenix's interpretation, spot on. Especially that scene definitely drives the screw into the hole and tells you that he's Joker without a doubt.
You know what I thought was really interesting about the movie? Is how they make you hate the Waynes.
Yeah, I know.
You hate that the Waynes are the bad guy. In the movie, you hate the Waynes. I hated them. Hey, I hated Alfred. When Joker is choking the life out of Alfred, do it.
You almost want it to happen.
Yeah.
It's
so powerful. It's such a switch. They don't make the Joker into a hero, but they make you understand him and support him. And it was so perfect.
Even though he might be wrong in the way he's doing it, but the reasons he's doing the things,
but it is exactly
makes you.
But it's exactly what happens nowadays. I mean, it's not the right way. It's not what you should do. But when people get to the point where they've been beaten down so much, they're okay. You know what? Fight a gun. You can beat me up. Can you beat up a gun? I mean, it's the truth.
And then the scene where Arthur makes Bruce Wayne smile is so like, what the heck is going on right now? Because you know that chronologically later, these two will meet again. It's just like the fact that in this universe they set up, they met way before their interaction with each other is just really interesting. And that was a scene that was eerie, but it was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I can't believe this is happening. And also for a moment, you think that Joker is Bruce Wayne's brother. And it's
that part was
are you
like,
serious?
There is no way. But then you see Thomas Wayne, and you're like, and then they pick Alec Baldwin or whatever, and it's like, yeah, he looks like he would have cheated on his wife with the maid. I mean, it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I mean, you know.
And that reveal when it turns out, oh no, his mother was crazy. Although
and when it turns out that he was crazy, like he wasn't dating that pretty little black girl.
Oh my goodness.
Like that was like, oh shit.
That's another realization when he goes into her apartment.
And you're like, what are you doing here?
And she's like, your name's Arthur. And you're like, wait a minute, shouldn't she already know that?
Like
and it just hits you like a truck. You're just like, oh my goodness. He's absolutely insane that he's been seeing this girl. But she's never actually been there, and that's one of the coolest twists of the movie.
When he kills his mother, I was actually cheering for him. Like, everything she put him through. Like, my girlfriend was really mad and said he shouldn't have done that. But, man, everything she put him through, she deserved it, too.
I actually agree. I agree that at first I was like, wait. And then, after thinking about it, it's like, no, she basically screwed him up and let him get screwed up. I mean, he's just, maybe he should have done it differently, but he did it the way he did it, and even though it's terrible, you have to agree with it because of the circumstances that were put in front of Arthur in the film.
The ending of the movie.
Ending of the movie?
The ending of the movie.
There's so many things, so many theories out there. A lot of stuff Todd Phillips has already debunked. But there's other theories that we're just brought up to each other. And one of the ones that I've seen go around is that the end where he starts laughing, it's either one of two things. It's either he imagined the whole entire movie in his head and started laughing, or he was imagining Bruce Wayne standing there with his dead parents and he was laughing at the fact that he did that. The first one, I don't think that was true because I like to believe that movie happened. I don't want to think that was all in his head. Of course, his Joker, we don't know. And there's also...
wait, hold on. No. All right. Because when they wake up, something I'm not 100% sure, but it's like he knows that the parents died.
Yeah.
He knows for a fact that the parents died and he was happy. I don't think that the whole thing was made up in his head.
Yeah,
what I think at the end, when he was standing on top of the car and everybody was cheering for him, he finally got what he was looking for. He finally got, it was the admiration that he was looking for whenever he was a clown or whenever he was trying to do stand-up. But as all those people gathered around him, cheering for him, giving him what he wanted all those years, he was finally in the spotlight. Yeah, I think that was the end part. That was that result. And I think that's what made him keep on being the Joker. After this movie, it's like, okay, I can do bad things in bad ways, and this is when I will finally be in the spotlight. I will get the spotlight for being the violent criminal whatever, That's what he finally got out of it. All those people dressed up as clowns cheering for him when he's dancing on top of that police car.
And did you notice that in the movie, every time he sees a clown, he reflects the smile. Whenever he sees the cop car and the clown on the mask, he smiles like the clown. And then he sees kind of an angry face clown and he does the angry smile. It's like he's becoming, he knows what he's going to become, and he loves it, and he loves the attention and that he started something. Even though he says he didn't want to, just happen that way. I'm sure there's a part of him that's like, I'm so glad it happened this way.
Yeah. Well, because, okay, when he was going to go on the show with Robert De Niro, his plan was to go on the show, say the joke, and kill himself. Yes. Boom. That was the plan. I mean, they don't say it, but if you watch it, you will see that was the plan. That was his plan.
He also acts it out in his own home.
Yeah, he's doing the whole thing.
He sets up the entire set, which is really weird.
Except for kissing the doctor.
That was out of nowhere, but he still did it.
Right? He was going to shoot himself. But then he's like, why? I'm not the one, I'm not the one who's doing anything wrong. These people are the ones who are keeping me down. These people are the ones that are bullying me, making fun of me, treating me like I'm lower than them. Why should I kill myself when he should be the one that's dead?
Yeah, it was...
And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people are going to be blah, 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 but it makes sense. It's not the right way of doing things, but it makes sense.
Yeah, to him that was the right way, Whether we have morals, but he's crazy, so his morals are a little more, twisted in ways. So the way he did it was justified by him. And by the time you watch that in the movie, you're kind of like, yeah, that's justified. What he did was justified. Killing Robert De Niro's character, you know, it happens, and you kind of see it like coming. The way especially the way he's going with the joke, and he just pulls the gun out and bang. And in the movie theater, like you feel the bang of the gun, and I love that. It just, oh my goodness, it's like he's gone now. He's Joker. That's it. He's done it. He's shown the world who he is now, and he's so glad. Especially whenever he's being taken by the cops, because you know he went up to talk to the camera and it got cut off. And I imagine living in that world where you saw that. It would be like during Vietnam when you saw the Buddhist priest light himself on fire, because they couldn't edit that out at that time either.
Yeah,
even though it was 70s, 80s.
I mean, it would have been like watching the Owen Hart fall. Like, because I remember I was watching the pay-per-view when it happened and the screen went black. Back in those days, they didn't have the black screen. Like, you saw everything.
So yeah, that's one thing about this movie. There's just so many things you can say about this movie. They'll be right.
You can watch the movie over and over, and you're always going to be missing parts or seeing things and understanding, like, once you see it through. And there's so many perspectives, there's so many feelings, there's so much to the movie. And it's such a simple movie. It's simple. There's no humongous explosions and, you know, there's no aliens. It's such a simple movie, but it will hit you harder than anything you're going to see.
It was simply made, you know. There's a few CG shots, but to world build, that's what Todd Phillips said. And then, I mean, at the end, there's carnage and the truck hits a car, but like, it's never anything super flashy. It's just real, and it's so real it makes you think about it. It reflects the world today, and it's crazy how much it does it. And it's just a masterpiece, like you said. Like,
it's a masterpiece.
Took the words right out of my mouth. A masterpiece.
Like I said,
you have to go see. Like,
it's gonna be talked about for years to come. It's gonna be a comparison to be made along with, like I said, Scarface, Godfather, Taxi Driver. You're going to talk about the Joker.
I know this movie's going to be up there with Citizen Kane. So many movies have tried and failed, and now this movie has done it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if people put Joker, Citizen Kane, Taxi Driver, all those movies behind Joker now because of how influential Joker is. I think is going to be to the film industry in general. It's a lot, man, and I really hope people go and see this movie and support it and give it the money that it needs, and give it the support that it needs, and start talking about the right things from the movie, especially. Let's start talking about the right things. Let's
bring light to the real things, that real controversy about the movie, the things that the movie's trying to make you see. Let's give that the light. Let's start not be talking to these, you know, wannabe reviewers and things, and people that don't know anything and just saying, well, it's gonna cause violence,
or it's gonna be a bad movie, or anything like that. Just say no to that. Go watch the movie, support it.
Watch the movie.
Understand.
Use your own opinion, but watch the movie. Do not give your opinion without watching the movie.
Yes, I absolutely love this movie, and I know you asked what my favorite scene was, and we were talking about the stairs, but I think my absolute favorite scene is when he's standing on the cop car. He's looking around and he realizes that he's got everything now. And then he touches his face and feels the blood and he makes the smile, solidifying himself as the Joker. Like, that was definitely the point where, like, okay, he's the Joker now. And that's one of I think that is my favorite scene in that movie, where he just simply just takes his blood and makes his own smile. Finally makes everybody, you know, smile. Makes himself smile. He feels good about himself. Even though he's done terrible things, he feels good about it.
He did terrible things, but they were all for a reason.
All for a reason, exactly.
All for a reason.
Not just for the sake of doing them. He did it because they needed to be done in his eyes, and the way they were done, they might not agree, but that's just had to be done.
All right, well, that is our review. I hope you go watch this movie. And join us next time, because next time...
We do have some things. We can tease some of them. I don't want to give them all away. You know, we can talk about... we're going to do a little Rob Zombie kind of marathon above the movies he's done. Devil's Rejects.
House of a Thousand Corpses,
House of a Thousand
and we will
Corpses. And then the new
review
movie,
Three from Hell. Rest in peace, Sid Haig.
And then another thing, you know, Goon 3, you know, that possibility. We're going to talk about Goon 1 and 2 and possibilities of 3.
And for any of you who have not seen Goon 1 and 2, you need to tune in. Let us tell you about the movie, and maybe you can find it, because it's going to be hard to find, but when you find it, it is worth it.
You're gonna like Goon 1, actually on Netflix. So to prepare for that, if you feel like it, go watch Goon 1 on Netflix, and if you want to see the second one, find it. Please, just watch those movies. Those are some movies to prepare for, because those are definitely videos we're going to be getting to. Also, subscribe to us, leave a comment down below, like the video, and then I have made us an Instagram, literally called 2 Hairy Guys, the number 2, and Hairy Guys, on Instagram. If you want to follow there, I will post more frequent updates on there of the video making process and stuff like that, and videos that will come out. That will be a lot more steadier than our YouTube. YouTube's still going to be pretty steady, but if you want a little bit more, follow our Instagram, 2 Hairy Dudes.
You said dudes, then you said guys, then you said dudes, then you said guys.
I'm pretty sure it's 2 Hairy Guys.
Dude, this is our first one. Just, bear with us as we keep on going.
2 Hairy Dudes. 2 Hairy. Number 2, HAIRYDUDES. 2 Hairy Dudes. Dudes. Hairy. 2 of us.
Hairy. Very hairy.
Can't do that. My hair's jumped back right now.
Very hairy.
But yeah, go follow us on the Instagram, 2 Hairy Dudes.
Like, subscribe, comment. We like to hear from people.
All that good stuff.
And we'll tell you if you're wrong when you're wrong.
You might do that more than me, but it will still get done, regardless.
We'll respond to all your wrong comments.
Alright, I'm Freddie Cabello.
I'm Billy Garcia.
This is 2 Hairy Dudes, and we'll catch you next time on 2 Hairy Dudes.